Okay, I wanted to create a real quick video showing you guys how to take a test in Blackboard. I'm going to show you a couple things because these are two things that I want you to get done pretty quick before the next class, because or not this one for next class because who knows when we're going to be meeting. But I want to show you I want you guys to do a syllabus test. Again, this is just to make sure that you know that you go over the syllabus and that you've read the syllabus. And then I want to show you an example of just how a test works in this class. Now I've got a practice test that I want you guys to take. It's not included in your grade. I don't care what score you get on it. It doesn't matter. I just want you to take the test because I want you to. This test is just going to make sure that when time comes to take a real test for this class, your computer is going to be ready. So I've got to create this practice test so if there's any problems, we can fix those ahead of time before before you have to have this computer ready to take a test. So I'll show you the syllabus test first. So I'll go into the class, and there's a link here that just says syllabus test. And this is just a 10-question syllabus test. And you can take it, like I said, you can take it as many times as it takes for you to get 100. I mentioned this in the earlier video. If you go to readings, trainings, and tests and you don't see this, if all you see is this, it's because you haven't gotten 100 on the syllabus test yet. So take the syllabus test until you get 100. And it's just real simple. You just click on syllabus test. It'll take you to this link, and you click on this, and you just begin. It's a 10-question test, true, false. All the answers are in the syllabus. So just make sure you take this, and that will open up the links for stuff that you're going to need later on. Next thing I want to talk about is the practice test. Now the practice test is just, the only reason it's here is just so that we're sure that your computer is going to be able to, it's not going to have any issues when it comes time to take a real test. So if there's, if you could be using multiple computers to take tests, you got a computer here, you got a computer there, run this test on both of them and make sure that your tests are going to work. So this is Sunday night at 11:45 is a bad time to find out that your computer is not set up to take a test. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. This is going to get into those pop-ups that I mentioned in the video earlier. So I'm going to click on practice test. I'm going to click on this, and this is just like a regular test. It's going to go through SAM, go through Blackboard, or go through MindTap and then into SAM, and try to take the test. Now, if you launch a test and you see this, we've got a problem. It says up here, the pop-up blocker prevented the content from being opening a new window. Please enable pop-ups for this site, or click the following link to continue. So here's how you fix the pop-up thing. I mentioned this before. So we're going to go here, click these little three dots. This is using Chrome. Click these little three dots. And I kind of mentioned earlier that I really think Chrome is the best for this class. So I'll click on these little three dots. I'm going to go to Settings. I'm going to scroll down to Privacy and Security. I'm going to go to Site Settings. There's a little arrow over here. Click on that. And I'm going to scroll down to Pop-ups and Redirects. I'm going to click on that. And if your pop-ups say blocked, that means we've got a problem. So what I want you to do is just click this so it turns blue. And then this will allow the pop-ups to work. So now I'm going to go close this, and I'm going to go back here again. Click on practice test again, and click on this, and now it should open up the pop-up. So you see it's going to Cengage, it's going to go through MindTap. You'll see a MindTap window here real quick, MindTap, and then it's going to launch into SAM to get you to the test. So as soon as I click Start, you'll see that the pop-up window is going to appear. So I click Start, and there's my pop-up window. So this is just a little 10-question test. Like I said, again, I don't care how you do, but I'll show you how a test works in SAM. So so there's like different kinds of questions. So like this question comes from like one of the 5 preliminary chapters, just over computers in general. Access applications that you access over the internet are web-based. Applications that run on smartphones or mobile. Applications are stored and run from a removable storage as a portable. And applications installed on a computer's hard drive are local. Now, I get this done, I hit submit. It tells me right ahead of time if I'm right or wrong. We'll move on to the next one. Now this is a task-driven question. So it's what it says is type "Dear Friends" at the insertion point and then press enter. Now, if your window isn't big enough, you can like expand the size of it. So I always kind of like to make it a little bigger. So here's the insertion point right here. It wants me to type "Dear Friends." Now I'm going to mess this up, and this is just to show you how easy this is to mess up. So when we type "Dear Friends," comma, whoops, it didn't type. Hold on. There we go. Click. All right. So you see that I typed it, and then it says then press enter. Now, if you notice, I typed it wrong because it has me type "Dear Friends" lowercase f. I typed "Dear Friends" uppercase f. As soon as I hit enter, answer incorrect. So that lets me know that I did something wrong. So I can retry this task and do it again. And now hit enter. Answer correct, and it moves on. This is the way one of these SAM tests work. And these are kind of two examples of different kinds of these tests. Like I said, questions. The first, the chapters from the first 5 chapters, they're more like the matchy questions. The question that I showed earlier, where we drew the line from like a hard drive, a computer loaded on a hard drive is a local application. The one that's on the web is web-based. Those are lines that appeared. You don't get 3 shots at those questions. You do still get 3 shots at the test as a whole, but you don't get 3 shots at those questions. But the task-driven questions, like where it asked me to type "Dear Friends," I do get 3 tries at those. So, and again, it's like, if I get it wrong, it's going to say, "Hey, do you want to try again, or do you want to move on?" Even if I move on, when I get to the very end and I answer the last question, it's going to go back to the question that I skipped. So it's going to make me go through all 3 times until either I get it right or I run out of shots. So that's kind of how that works. So that's an example of how to do a test on Blackboard, or at least for this class, not necessarily Blackboard because we're using Blackboard and MindTap and SAM. Again, like I said, I would like for you to do the syllabus test and the practice test as soon as possible. Do these on the computer that you're going to use for this class. If you're going to use multiple computers, do the practice test on all of them to make sure that the pop-up blocker is turned off and you're ready to go. So, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Have a good day.